Good. Okay. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here to this meeting of the Town Board of the Town of Carmel. This evening's meeting is being held up in the hamlet of Carmel. We come up here once a year to allow our hamlet of Carmel residents to join us for our Town Board meeting. And, it's our pleasure to be here tonight. The hamlet of Carmel is, in fact, part of the Town of Carmel. So we just want our residents that reside up here and business owners to know that you have a town board that's working very hard for you. And although we're located down in Mahopac in the Carmel Town Hall, we're still part of the Town of Carmel. So we wanted to bring our meeting up here to you guys tonight to give you an opportunity to meet with the board, ask us questions at the end of the evening, and just to see how your local government is working for you, okay? Just for the record, all board members are present with us this evening with the exception of Councilman Schneider. He had a prior commitment and he couldn't join us here this evening, but he may be joining us later on for executive session. Maybe it's up in the air yet, but that's a big maybe. So we have also with us our town clerk, Ann Spofford. Ann, thanks for being here. And Greg Fulchetti, our town council, is all the way down to my left. I see Jimmy Gilchrist, our Recreation and Parks Director, is in the audience with us. And John Fulchetti, our engineering consultant, is here tonight as well. So we're going to begin the meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. If everybody would please rise for that. And Councilwoman McDonough, would you lead us this evening?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for a moment of silence to remember all the men and women who are fighting for us. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Sue. I'd also like to thank the Carmel Fire Department for allowing us to use their meeting room this evening. Thank you, Carmel Fire Department. And once again, thank you all for joining us, and thank you all who will be watching this meeting. It's being taped here at the Carmel Fire Department, but it will be aired on our Carmel Channel 95 and also Verizon 24 for future viewings of the meeting. Okay, tonight's meeting is we have a dual meeting tonight. The first meeting is going to be a town board voting meeting, and then at the conclusion of the town board voting meeting, we will move on to the town board work session agenda for this evening. So without any further ado, we're going to start with the town board voting meeting. So item number 1 is to accept town board minutes of February 25th, March 4th, and March 18th of 2015. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second.
So moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, next item number 2 is a resolution authorizing the awarding of bids for miscellaneous highway department materials and services for 2015. Councilman Lombardi, would you read that one, please?
Sure. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel had previously authorized advertisements for the solicitation of bids for various highway materials and services for the Town of Carmel Highway Department, and whereas such bids were received and open, and Highway Superintendent Michael Simone had recommended the awarding of the bids after equalizing all FOB bids based on distance to the Town of Carmel yard. Now therefore be resolved, Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby awards the bids for the purchase of various highway materials and services to the lowest responsible bidder who met the specifications as follows, and I just make reference to the 3-page document that was pre-filed with the Town Clerk's office, and I offer the resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, offered by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, next resolution, number 3, is a resolution releasing a bond for Euro Builders for $9,200 and for $21,720. Councilman Lupinacci, would you read this one?
Where applications have been made by Euro Builders, Inc. for the total release of 2 bonds posted in accordance with Chapter 131 and/or Chapter 156 of the Town Code regarding the property known and designated as Town of Carmel Tax Map Number 64.9-1-15, and whereas said applications have been reviewed by the Planning Board and the Office of the Town Engineer, both of which have recommended the release of said bonds. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the release of the bonds referenced herein, specifically Mahopac National Bank Letter of Credit number 200727 and Mahopac National Bank Letter of Credit number 2007 in the amounts of $9,200 and $21,720 respectively. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote, please.
Councilman Ignacy.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, next resolution, number 4, is a resolution authorizing the waiver of a notice of requirement in Section 64 of the New York State Alcohol Beverage Control Law with respect to a liquor license for VNA Gordio Corporation, doing business as Three Boys from Italy, Trattoria. Councilwoman McDonough, would you read this one, please?
Sure. Whereas the representatives and/or proprietors of VNA Gaudio Corp., DBA Three Boys from Italy Trattoria, 115 Secor Road, Mahopac, New York, have advised of the intention to apply for an on-premises liquor license for which 30 days advance notice of such application must be sent to the municipality. And whereas the notice required by Article 5 of the ABC law may be waived by the Town Board, and whereas the Town of Carmel Town Board does not intend to comment upon the application referred to herein. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby waives the 30-day notice requirement contained in Article 5 of the Alcoholic and Beverage Control Law, and states that it does not intend to offer any comments regarding said application for a liquor license at the premises referred to herein. And be further resolved, the Town Clerk, Ann Spotford, is hereby authorized to sign a waiver of said notice on behalf of the Town of Carmel. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote.
Councilman Ignacy.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, next resolution, number 5, is a resolution authorizing the commencement of eminent domain proceedings. Councilman Lombardi, would you read this one, please?
Sure. Whereas the Town of Carmel has undertaken a pedestrian lighting and sidewalk improvement project on Route 6N, South Lake Boulevard in downtown Mahopac, being funded through multimodal number 4 grant from the New York State Department of Transportation, as well as through Good Neighbor funding from the City of New York Environmental Protection. And whereas the project necessitates the acquisition of certain easement interests in real property located on Route 610 South Lake Boulevard in Mahopac, and whereas certain easement interests have been acquired and certain remain outstanding at present, now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town Council Greg L. Fulchetti to commence all proceedings necessary in accordance with the New York State Eminent Domain Procedure Law, including those required in Supreme Court, in order to acquire all outstanding easement interests required in connection with said project. And be it further resolved, Town Board directs that said services be authorized at a rate of $175 per hour. I offer the resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote.
Councilman Ignacy.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Okay, next resolution, number 6, is a resolution authorizing the submission of a grant disbursement agreement, also known as a GDA, to New York State Dormitory Authority and Municipal Facilities Program Project ID number 6188. Councilman Lupinacci, would you read this?
Resolved that the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the submission of the grant disbursement application for New York State Municipality Facilities Program Project ID number 6188 for the Kamada Park all-purpose facility renovations in the form as unfiled in the office of the Town Supervisor, and be it further resolved that Town Supervisor Kenneth Schmidt and Director of Recreation and Parks James R. Gilchrist are hereby authorized to execute the grant disbursement application in accordance with the provisions thereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lombardi. Roll call vote.
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, the 7th and final resolution for this evening is a resolution rejecting all proposals and authorizing advertising for bids for the replacement of the roof at Sycamore Park. That would be the main building at Sycamore Park. Susie, would you read this one?
Sure. Resolved that pursuant to the request of the Town Engineer, Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby rejects all bids received in December 2014 in connection with the repairs and renovations to the roof of the main building at Sycamore Park. And be further resolved that the Town Board authorizes the re-advertisement for bids in connection with the aforesaid project. And be further resolved that the Town Engineer is to furnish detailed specifications for the above to the Town Clerk to be used in conjunction with the Town's general bid conditions and specifications. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Okay, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. Roll call vote.
Councilman Lupinacci?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Schmidt?
Yes, motion carried. Thank you. Okay, that concludes the voting meeting agenda items for this evening. Is there any members of the public that would like to come up for a 3-minute period and speak about one of the agenda items that we discussed? Yes.
Yes. Kenny, is this thing working? I can't tell. Okay. On that easements downtown, as I spoke to you about a month ago, Ken, nobody's ever contacted me on those. I don't know how many of them are outstanding, but if I could meet with somebody and resolve this, it would be a lot easier than going through a eminent domain proceeding, because I'm involved on 2 of those buildings that would be affected by this. I wanted some clarification because I don't know nothing about it, really.
So Dave, you're saying that nobody's ever contacted you about the construction easement?
Right. Nobody. Nothing.
Well,
I
really don't
told
want
you
to
that a
disagree
month
with you in
ago.
public, but you and I have spoken about this on
About a
several
month ago when we
occasions.
ran into you for a couple minutes. And I mentioned to you that I've never spoken to anybody, but I'd like to. So
Well,
if
this,
you disagree with me, that's fine. But I'm just saying, if you guys want to meet, if somebody wants to meet with me and iron this out, I'm all for it.
and we're willing to do that.
Okay.
I have no problem with that, Dave.
Okay.
But you do recall you and I having a conversation about the easements, though, correct?
About a month ago, for 2 seconds.
Well, we've been trying to obtain these easements for about a year now, and I think I've had several conversations with you. Each time you indicated that you
had
were
an
not
issue.
going to agree to sign them.
I had an issue with them being 10 feet, which ends up putting the easement back beyond inside the front of the building. I didn't think that was necessary. And I had an issue I wanted to know if it was going to specify that the town was now going to be responsible for the disruption in concrete for if that sinks or settles or cracks in the future.
All right, so why don't we do this? This is my suggestion, or my recommendation is, you, I, and Greg Fulchetti, the town council, we get together one day at the town hall.
Fine.
And we'll discuss this, and we'll have the engineer there also, and he can explain exactly what, right? Yeah, somebody from engineering will be there also, and we'll go over the project.
And they'll show where the placements of these
Yes.
poles, is that at all negotiable on where they might
Well,
end up?
there's actually a design drawing of the project, so we'll have that with us also.
Okay.
And the poles, some of the poles could be relocated if there was an issue with where the placement was.
Okay.
You know, we do have some room to move them around. If you explain to us there's a concern
Okay.
where the ingress or egress would be blocked by one of the located poles, I'm sure there's certainly something we can do to adjust that
Okay.
on the drawing.
When do you want to meet?
Well, I'll give you a call tomorrow. How's that?
Okay.
Not to meet tomorrow, but I'll call and let you know what our schedule looks like. Greg comes in on Mondays, Monday mornings at 10:30.
Okay.
So if you want to meet Monday morning at 10, around, Greg?
That's fine. I'll be happy to make other time during the week if it's more convenient for Mr. Nichols and you, so we can do the regular town business and we'll kind of set aside some time for this. Because the original easements were never 10, it was always an 8 feet issue, and this particular one, I think, originally preferred 4 feet.
Oh, Susan, could you move the...
Sorry. And the original preference was 4 feet as opposed to the 8 that was in the original design. But I'm happy to do it anytime. I think we probably should set aside a couple hours to do it, other than the days we're doing the regular weekly business, if that's what you want to do. Or we'll set up a time.
Yeah, or maybe what we can do, Greg, after we complete our weekly business...
We're off next week. Are you off next week? There's no meeting.
Yeah,
Okay, so we can do it Monday.
so we could do it Monday.
Yeah, we don't have other stuff
Yeah,
we
we
can
could do
do.
it Monday.
This Monday?
Yeah, this
Monday, 10:30.
Monday at 10:30.
Okay.
Monday, 10:30, Carmel Town Hall.
Okay.
All right, I'll have everybody there, make sure that, the engineering department's represented, and they can go over the design drawing.
Okay.
And, if there's an issue with that, we can discuss that as well.
And that'll show right down all the buildings there?
It'll show all the buildings.
Because it's
And
a couple of
on the drawing is actually the placement of the lights, where the lights will be placed, as a result of the project. But we'll go over it.
All right, I'll
And
be
hopefully
there.
it's something that we can agree to. So we can move forward. We're trying to move forward with this project because it's really, been tossed around now for a few years, 2 or 3 years. We own the lights. We bought them, with our intention of this project getting done, completed a couple of years ago, but
Is it going to go down 6 as well?
down 6?
Route 6?
No. This is just the sidewalk that's in front of the businesses on the 6N side. From Ming Hing, I'm going from Ming Hing up to where the Rodex building was, Crossroads.
East side of 6N.
Yeah, the east side,
Of
the
6N.
east side of 6N.
Okay.
Sidewalk there.
It's already on the other side. Yeah, we're gonna match the same motif that's across the street. So the same light poles, the Hanover lights, the antique lights, will be on your side of the street, so to speak, on the east side of 6N.
Crossroads to Ming Hing.
Crossroads to Ming Hing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Crossroads
so-
Deli to Ming Hing.
So I have 2 buildings that are going
Yeah.
to be affected there. But isn't there a wire you're getting rid of too, overhead?
Yeah, we're gonna, well.
At the same time?
Yeah, we're gonna bury that. It's gonna be in a conduit underneath under the sidewalk.
Okay,
All right, so we're gonna get rid of that overhead wire, the overhead service to those old ugly-looking lamp poles. And, we're gonna create some, nice look there.
Is the conduit going to be on the roadside or underneath the sidewalks?
It's gonna be underneath the sidewalk.
So then that whole strip's going to get new sidewalks?
Yes.
That'd be great.
That whole strip is getting, the full width of the sidewalk is gonna be replaced.
That'd be nice.
And the curb.
oh,
well.
at the same time, they're going to replace the sidewalks right to the buildings?
The full width of the sidewalks.
Oh, I thought you were just going to make a cut in the,
No, that was changed from the original design. The original plan was to just do a 4-foot section with a paver theme going down the middle, but we changed that to do the full width of the sidewalk. Because we looked at the condition of the sidewalk, Dave, and to be honest with you, if we did half of it, then the other half was
yeah, it would settle, it would
the
crack,
old
it would-
original
it
one,
would
and
be a
it's
mess.
just, yeah,
But the
just,
pavers won't work because shoveling and salting, you can't get it clean.
yeah. We took that into consideration also, and that's why we eliminated the pavers, and we're just going with regular poured concrete sidewalk.
Okay, good.
All right, so we'll see you
10:30.
Monday morning at 10:30?
I'll be there.
All right, thanks, Dave. All right, take care. Thanks.
Kenny, just to add to that,
Yeah.
will this also make the cutouts for the crosswalks? Like,
The bump outs?
the bump
But you're
out?
asking about the bump out?
Yeah, thank you, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess
the
it's called
bump- the
cutouts,
bump outs. Yes, all right, I'm getting a thumbs up from,
Yeah, because that's wonderful. When you go through town and you have people walking across the parking lot to there, I mean, the crosswalks are really nice.
and they're helping.
So,
They
yeah,
are.
to have that bump out, that'll be
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'll see you Monday morning, 10:30?
Like normal.
Okay, all right, just like a normal meeting, all right. Good. Okay, all right, so is there any further comment from the public on agenda items? All right, there being none, how about new business? You guys have any new business you want to talk about? No, okay. Thanks for being here, by the way. We can always count on you guys being at our Carmel meeting. Yeah, the highway department's, actually, yeah. I know our highway superintendent, Mike Simone, and his staff is on that. There's just so much damage from this past winter is they're out now just, taking a look at what is existing, and then they're gonna send the crews out, and they're gonna start working on it soon, so. And they're in a sweeping mode too also, so the roads are starting to get swept. And they put a lot of material down this past winter on the road, so they're in the process of doing that. Okay, all right. All right, so, there being no new business discussion tonight, I need a motion to close the voting meeting. So moved.
Second,
So moved by Councilman Lombardi, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay, now I need a motion to open the work session.
Second,
So moved by Councilwoman McDonough, seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. Okay, the town board work session is now open, and the first item on the agenda is a review of the town board minutes of April 1st and 8th of 2015. If there's no further discussion on the town board minutes, we're going to move on to agenda item number 2, which is to consider additions and deletions to the active list of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. I have a correspondence here from the corresponding secretary of the Mahopac Fire Department, Farah Fidel, and she's requesting that the following people have been dropped from the rolls of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. It's a Brad Zakatinsky, and the second member is Gerald Doyle. And they're also requesting that a name be added to the rolls of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department, and that gentleman's name is Jack Zhang. Jack Zhang. So he will be voted on at the May 6th, is it, Frank? The May 6th Town Board voting meeting? May 6th.
29th, I believe.
Yeah, the May
May 6th is
6th
your
Town
next-
Board voting
Yes.
meeting. We will be voting to officially accept and enroll the new member, Jack Zhang, to the active roles in the Mahopac Fire Department. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank Brad Zakatinsky and Gerald Doyle for their service to the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department as well. They're leaving the fire service. I'd like to thank them for their volunteerism in helping the citizens of the Mahopac for fire emergencies or any EMS emergencies that may arise. Okay, next item, number 3, is to consider authorizing the mailing of an annual newsletter. This is for the Lake Secor Park District. Board, you have a letter from the Lake Secor Park District requesting that the board approve and authorize the Lake Secor Park District newsletter to go out. This is something that we do annually because the town board are trustees of the Lake Park Districts. The residents and the committees of the park districts have to seek authorization from the town board to mail out the newsletter. So just real quickly, a warm welcome to our community residents, especially those who are new to Lake Secor. Enclosed are your 2015 beach passes for the admittance to the park and important dates for our beach season. And it just goes on to, they talk about the pavilion use because they have a new pavilion there now. And they indicated that the pavilion last year was quite extensively used by the residents of the Lake Secor Park District. And that was a welcome amenity to their beachfront area. So I understand that it's well used by those residents, and that's really great that they have a pavilion there now. The boating continues to be popular on Lake Secor, and they just indicate to the residents that you have to have a permit to store your boat on district land, and you must register with the town as well. And they give a number for that. But this will all be part of the newsletter that goes out. So, all right, board, any questions or comments about the newsletter? Nope. Okay. So that'll be on for the May 6th agenda, also authorizing the newsletter to go out. Okay, next item, number 4, is to consider resolution setting rates for the 2015 seasonal employees for the Lake Secor Park District. And there is a memo here indicating that the Lake Secor Park District lifeguards for the 2015 season are, they indicated here that the head lifeguard hourly rate is $17 an hour, lifeguards are $13.50 an hour, lifeguard 2 years or $11 an hour, junior lifeguards are $10 an hour, lake operator managers $10 an hour, and the lake operator assistant is $10 an hour. So they're requesting that the town board authorize the hourly rates for lifeguards for the upcoming 2015 season. Any questions or comments?
That's a big increase from when I did it 30 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What'd you get, like $4 an hour, $5 an hour? Yeah, but back then that was
That's good money.
good money.
To be a
Yeah.
lifeguard.
Did you have those one-piece bathing suits? With
Yeah, I shouldn't have even opened them up.
that what
Let's
you
go.
Or did you have those inflatable?
Number 5.
Well, you know,
Oh,
you
you
open the
said
door.
something.
No, I did
The
open
door. I mean,
I opened the door.
Did it to yourself.
Salary, not bathing suit.
Okay, next item is the Town of Carmel Engineering Department. John Fulchetti, the town engineering consultant, is here with us. John, thanks for being here. This is to consider accepting a proposal for the excavation services for the town hall fuel dispensing system. Take it away, John.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. You have in front of you a memo from Mr. Franzetti, the town engineer, explaining that in order to upgrade the gas pumps, we took 5 proposals to run the electric conduit from the pump to the town hall. The low was Stewart Bates Inc. at $87.50. There's 4 folks that was hired him all the way up to $23,000. And the recommendation is to award the project to Bates as the low responsible bidder. He's been to the site, we walked it with everybody, and he has an understanding of what's facing him, and consequently, the recommendation is as written in front of you.
Okay, all right, this is in conjunction with the new gas dispensing system that the board had authorized several months ago. Last year. And the trenching and the conduit was not part of that original
Well,
RFP.
the original, when the thing went out to Conklin, the original thought was that conduit could be used. When it came there in December, it was determined that was not possible. Consequently, we needed to replace it.
Okay. All right, any board members have any questions or comments with respect to the proposal that's in front of you from Stewart Bates Incorporated to trench, lay the conduit, and get the fuel dispensing system project moving forward? Frank, anybody down this side? Any questions, Sue?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
All right, John? Yeah, this is something that we have to do.
No, I know.
It was pushed back because of this, so,
No change orders. Right, Sue?
Susie, that's what Susie wanted to say.
Tell them no change orders.
No change orders.
Well, that's what, it's not a change order.
No,
I said no future change orders.
Wait till you get to 7.
Susie, pull your mic over.
Oh, they don't need to hear that.
Okay.
The one thing that we should point out, which I think is very positive,
Speak closer to your mic.
sorry, the one thing that we should point out is currently arrangements are being made with the Mahopac Central School District bus garage to supply gas while this construction is being underway. That's just, nice shared service,
yeah.
and, how the two municipalities, the school and the town are working together. So I think that's a positive, and the public should know that
Yeah.
we're working together.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, John, because that's important, that the school district is going to allow us to use their fuel system to fill up our police cars, our highway trucks, town-owned vehicles, while the construction is ongoing with the new fuel dispensing system. So, yeah, it's important to note, that we do work with the school district. We partner with them when we can, and they come to the town and they request assistance from us for various issues around the town as well. So, we have a good working relationship, and that's good to have. All right, John, I think that's it, right? Do you have the next one? Yeah, the one was taken off, was tabled, right?
Correct.
They consider awarding bid for water service line replacement, Carmel Water District 8, Woodland Road. That was the-
Recommend tabling that.
Recommend tabling, okay. All right, board, the engineering department's recommending tabling your item on the agenda for this evening?
Yep.
Yep, regarding number 6. All right, so we'll table it when you're ready to come back.
Thank you.
Address that, that's fine. Thanks, John. Okay, number 7, James Gilchrist, Director of Recreation and Parks, consider amendment to the 2015 contract for grass cutting at various town-owned parks. Jim?
Sure. I'm seeking to add Red Mills Park to our 4 parks that are being currently contracted out for grass cutting. I do have enough money in the budget for this. We have $43,000 in our maintenance contractual line, and the current contract that we have for grass cutting is $30,750. So we do have another item that I put in for a budget transfer down at Baldwin Meadows Park of $4,000 that currently was requested, went into the controller's office. So with adding this park and also that budget transfer, I still have adequate funds in this line to add this park to the contract. This would help our staff out tremendously this summer. We have 3, possibly 4 major projects that will be going on, from the Chamber Park to Camarda Park. Sycamore Park, we're doing a lot of renovations down there, where our maintenance staff could actually do more of maintenance projects instead of just trying to catch up and cut grass. So that's my recommendation for this summer. Be adding Red Mills Park to that contract. I've gotten in touch with Scanlon, our contractor. They're able to fit that into their schedule. So it'll be a once-a-week cut along with the other 4 parks. And the 25 cuts is a worst-case scenario. Like right now, we're behind. So obviously that's coming off of the 25. And if we have a very hot summer, we obviously scale back. We cut every other week, every week and a half. And if it's a very wet season, which we've had in the past, we've got to make adjustments there. So I feel that we'll definitely have enough in that line to cover the 5 parks.
Jim, if we're given this one park to the grass cutter to cut, and you said it frees up some of our maintenance guys, do you have a schedule of those other projects that you said that they're going to be working on?
Absolutely. We have projects that...
I know
yeah.
you have... I know, but do we have it scheduled for the summer that we could actually maybe see the schedule? Because if we're taking guys away from this, which is fine, but we want to make sure that, that the taxpayers are getting their money's worth for the staff, and we want to show the people what projects are they're doing in regard to eliminating or adding one park to
I can put a schedule together. I mean, currently right now, the situation I'm in with my staff.
I understand.
I'm down a person.
Yeah.
We're
And I'm not saying do it tomorrow, I just said
No,
at
no,
some point we want
but
to...
when I get that employee back,
Right.
that's when we'll be catching up with painting, fixing fencing, going down to the Chamber Park after we're doing a major construction project there.
Right.
Same thing up at Camarda Park, when the dugouts go in, we're going to have a tremendous amount of sod repair that has to be done, touching up all around those areas.
Yeah.
All of our, I mean, I can give you a list right now, just
No,
in
no, that's fine.
in Camarda
Like
Park.
I said, if you can maybe just email us the projects that are going to be completed this summer, the major construction no, I'm not talking about the painting and
Yep.
things like that. This way,
But I can give
We
you
can
some
explain.
examples, like say up at Camarda Park, we had all the flower beds were donated. They all need to be mulched, replanted. If you look at the Chamber Park after last winter, we had tremendous damage out along 6N. That all has to be replanted, remulched.
okay.
Same thing down in Walden Meadows. We're adding more landscaping down there. That's all got to be weeded, flower, it's got to be watered, get that up and going.
So what's the major construction project you were referring to?
Well, we have the dugouts that we're going to be putting up at Camarda Park. We're skinning the fields there. So we're going to have tractor trailers, cranes going across the fields. That all has to be repaired when that comes out. Down in the Chamber Park, we're building a new playground. We're filling in all the low areas and putting new fencing in. So I'm going to try to utilize our staff to take the fence down, to disassemble the playground.
Yeah, that's fine. I just want people to know
Sure.
what you were referencing, that's all.
At the end of the day, to have our skilled laborers on the lawnmower going back and forth, I'd rather have them doing projects and try to upkeep our facilities. That would be my recommendation.
Okay.
Jimmy, just a quick question. You're going to be taking out a little bit over 4,000 for the park maintenance contract from that line?
We I have two. You have this current, it's actually in the line right now for Red Mills Park. That $4,375 is part of that $43,000.
That's part of the 43,000?
That's part of it. I put in for a budget transfer of $4,000 for the pavers down in Walden Meadows Park. So that would be coming off of the balance that we had here.
Okay, that's not going to short you though in the
Well,
in that
right,
line,
if
though,
we have
right?
43,000, if you minus the 30,750, you'll have a balance of 12,250.
Mm-hmm.
If you minus the Red Mills contract, that's 4,375. That should give you 7,875.
Yep.
If you minus the 4,000 for the pavers, that'll give you a balance of 3,875.
Right.
And that's if we do 25 cuts in all the parks.
So you still have a little bit more money in there
Yes.
if we go over, so you still have a little cushion of $3,000.
Little bit of a cushion, yep.
Yeah.
But that line is just specifically for cuts?
No, actually, no, also it would be we have the porta potties up at Carmel High School, $700 would come out of there.
I just don't want you to be short
No,
by, you know what I'm saying,
Yep.
coming to us in 3 or 4 months, say, oops.
No, we won't be short.
I'm short now, especially with all of the things that you just spoke about.
Yeah, we're going to be short in other areas, not in this contract.
Okay.
When we have to go back in and do repairs, say up at Camarda Park, we're going to have some issues that we'll have to address, and I can hopefully do some other budget transfers when we get later on in the season.
Well, all right, yeah, that's kind of what I'm alluding to, is if you keep this 4,000 in there, you may have a little bit of a cushion for the problems that,
I won't be able
We'll
to
probably
maintain.
be
I won't be
happy.
able to maintain the parks with 1.5 guys going. This summer with the current condition that I have right now. If I don't contract out this park, that's the reason I'm in front of you guys.
okay.
All right, any other further questions or comments?
Jim, can you just give us a quick timeline of the Camarda Park projects, the dugouts, the skinning of the fields?
Sure.
Just real quick, just tell us what, it looks like as far as the timeline for construction to begin and for projected completion of that project.
The plan right now, as you all know, we met with all the users of Camarda Park, and we're talking about relocating and putting a softball field somewhere in the park. So at the conclusion is we're going to skin both baseball fields, and that will work well with the baseball organizations if we do it the middle of August. So if we start right after their travel season, and what we're trying to do is to actually have the dugout project go at the same time, because when the cranes go out onto the field, they're going to do damage out on the field. So currently, right now, the highway superintendent is looking at trying to save us some money by having the highway department remove the sod and also the topsoil in the infields, build the gravel bases, the pads for the dugouts, because they're modular concrete dugouts. So hopefully his number will be less, considerably less than if we contracted it out, so we can save some funds there. So the infield work and the dugouts, that would all be done within a 2-week period in August. That's our plan. The grant that you just were talking about earlier this evening, we have the funds secured for the rest of that building. The state made us make sure we had enough money to complete that project. I just got an email today from Senator Murphy's office, checking on the status. I let them know that it's on for tonight's meeting. So they're very anxious to get that grant out to us. So I would assume that we might be able to get that building up and going as long as that funding comes in this year. Hopefully we can try to get those 3 projects together, which would complete Camarda Park. But again, when you bring that building into the park, there's sidewalks, patios, landscaping, lighting. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be involved around that building that we've got to consider. Again, where the crane is going to go in, that's right past where the building would be. So we're going to try to disturb one area going out onto the 90-foot field. And then on the 60-foot field, you have from the playground back to the 60-foot field, which will be disturbed, but that's out of the playing area. It's more of a walkway there. So we'll be able to dress that up and topsoil it coming out and try to recapture the grass in the fall. The other project that we have is down in the Chamber Park. As you know, we received a grant last year, at the end of last year, for a playground and other improvements. Susie and John were instrumental in picking out a playground. We have that all designed. I have pricing for that. I'm still waiting on the state contract to come through, a little clarification on that. But we're good to go on that. That's once we order it, I think it was about an 8-week turnaround on that. But we have some lead work that we need to do before that. We want to replace the fencing going out to the point. You have the old split rail fence and then the old cedar fence. Putting a new fence along there. Filling in the low areas by the flagpole in the front of the park. We're always collecting water out there. That's also part of this project. So we have a ton of work that we're trying to get off the ground.
That's good.
Summer. And it's all that I talked about tonight is all state grant money that we have. We had a $150,000 grant. 50 was for the Chamber Park, 100 was for Camarda Park, and then the additional 200,000. So that's quite a bit of money we were able to bring in.
Susan, was it 200,000 or 250? That grant?
Was it 200?
No, we have another grant that we've been working on for years in Sycamore Park.
Oh, that was 250.
That's
a
250.
This was 200.
This one is 200.
Okay.
That's a $250,000 grant.
Right.
Our engineering department is John still there? They're almost ready to release the bid for redoing the tennis courts and basketball courts in the park. And Inside Engineering is working on the plans for a community center. That's part of the $250,000 grant.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. There's one other issue regarding the playground at the Chamber Park. A resident contacted me and was inquiring as to whether or not there could be a fence put around the playground to make it one way in and one way out, because evidently this particular resident has a child with special needs, and she'd love to bring him to the park, to the playground, but it's very difficult because the playground is open there, and I guess the child tends to run a little bit because of his special needs.
Is this the same person we talked about?
Yeah, it's the same person that we talked about. Yeah. So I don't know if you, during your discussions with the playground, if you considered a fence around.
Well, we have two playgrounds in town. You have one in Baldwin Meadows Park that's fenced in, and you also have a playground behind the fall school down by the softball and baseball field. That's got a fence all the way around it. In the Chamber Park. The Chamber Park is designed for community events, wide open.
Open space.
People are sitting and congregating in different areas when the concerts are going on. To fence in that playground, it would really box it in down there, I think. We were planning on putting a fence along the whole roadside and having people be able to enjoy the playground and also enjoy the park at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's.
We don't have any fencing around
Okay.
the playgrounds in Sycamore Park or at Camarda Park. We just have fencing between the playground and the parking lot at Camarda Park. But their kids could run to the pavilion, run out to a ball field.
It's all kids, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So,
All right.
so we do have options in town.
Is the playground at Sycamore, by the pavilion, by Sycamore Park, I didn't know, is that
That's
fenced in or
fenced
no?
in.
We
Okay.
fenced along the lakeside of the playground. But the rest of it is open for
It's
children,
open.
for children to run from playground to playground and over
That's
to the
what they
pavilion.
do. They run
They run,
from playground to
yeah.
playground, or in the chamber park, from where you're sitting watching a music to the playground.
And Kenny, most playgrounds, if you look at the fence, for instance, at Baldwin Meadows, those gates are open all the time.
Yeah.
They'll be propped open. It's not going to be closed like around a pool. So, somebody would have to physically go, this mother would have to go and actually close and lock them in if you wanted to do something, similar to what we have with the dog park.
Okay. All right. I told her I'd bring it up for discussion, and I'm glad we're having this conversation.
But that's always something that we could always add on later on if you're interested in doing that. And then you'd have to, would a chain link fence look nice in the center of the chamber park? Or you might want to go to a picket fence, or you'd have to make something that would be attractive, I would think, because it's a beautiful park down there.
Yeah. All right, great. Thanks, Jim.
You got it.
Any other questions for Jimmy? No?
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Jim.
I'll get you the list of.
No, when you have time, and not for our edification, but this way the public knows the projects that we're doing this summer.
I mean, and part of the list, I get calls daily from Diane Browning, from all of our users of the parks,
Yeah.
and then it goes right on the list saying, this fence has got to be repaired, come and get this,
like
fix
I
that.
said,
Yep.
just to let the public know what we're doing, what the staff is doing over there, because you said like one of them is the couple of main big construction projects at Camarda Park.
Yep.
That's a big.
It's going to have a lot of follow-up work.
That's what I'm saying, and once it's completed, it's going to be fantastic. So as long as the people know about it, it's great.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. All right, is there anyone else that would like to come up at this time? All right. All right, there being none, we're going to go on to the town board announcements. I do have some announcements that I've been asked to make. John, do you want to make this one?
Sure. I had one, and I can't find it on my phone, so I'll just do it next week.
Want to do this one? Yeah, I know, but.
Want me to do it now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's fine.
Saturday, May 2nd, 2015 is going to be the Putnam County Household Hazard Waste Collection Day. All household hazardous waste program is partially funded by a grant from New York State Department of Environmental Conservation. The location on May 2nd where you could drop off this household hazardous waste is going to be Fawnstock Park, Canopus Beach parking lot. It's on Route 301 in Kent, New York. Items are drain and oven cleaning, rugs and carpet cleaning, polishes, waxes, spot removers, all the paints and the kerosenes and photo chemicals and stuff like that, old chemistry kits and stuff like that. So on May 2nd at Fawnstock on Route 301, you could drop off your household hazard waste.
Okay, thanks, John. Frank?
There was no time on that, though.
No.
So it's probably just during the business hour. Oh, sorry.
9
event
a.m.
9 to 12. It's only a half a day, 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. noon, 9 to noon. Okay.
All right. Okay, thanks, John. Frank?
You guys done?
Yep, we're done.
The Lake Mayapack Garden Club proudly presents a beautiful noise, a standard flower show at the Mayapack Public Library on Route 6, this coming Friday, April 24th from 2 to 4:45, and then on Saturday, the 25th, from 10 a.m. to 4:45, open to the public, free admission. Sounds good.
Good?
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Frank. Also going to make this public service announcement. Town of Carmel, NYSEG, New York State Electric and Gas, tree trimming and brush work. NYSEG will be pruning or removing trees and brush near power lines in the town of Carmel's
tea kettle spout area beginning May 4th, 2015. This work is done to maintain safe, reliable electricity service and will promote growth away from power lines. The work will be done in yards and landscaped areas. Branches and brush will be chipped and hauled away. Wood will be left in easy-to-handle lengths in non-landscaped areas. Cuttings will be left to decompose naturally. This work will not involve wires that run from utility pole to homes or places of business. Any questions regarding the NYSEG tree trimming and pruning project? Residents are asked to call 585-484-2229. 585-484-2229. And NYSEG also wanted us to announce that they sent residents in the area a postcard. And postcard, look, it's a small, like 4x4, 4x5 postcard. This came in the mail from NYSEG, just a notice of the tree and brush work that's ongoing as part of their effort to keep the environment clean and the electrical lines free of brush and trees that can sometimes become entangled in the power lines. It's to maintain safe and reliable electricity service. So I know I got one of these postcards in the mail last week, so it's not just in the tea kettle spout area. I think it's going to be town-wide, but they're starting in the tea kettle spout area, your old neck of the woods, Frank. So they'll be over there starting on May 4th.
Give me my old neck of the woods.
Still your neck of the woods?
Around.
Oh, okay. All right. So they wanted me to make that announcement, and where's that other announcement, John? Oh, here it is. Also, the residents should know that past town board meetings, such as this meeting tonight, planning board meetings and zoning board meetings are now available to view on the Town of Carmel website. So if you missed a town board meeting or you'd like to refer back to a town board meeting for a particular item we may have discussed, you can now go to our website at carmelnewyork.org. Just go to the town board meetings link, click on that link, and it'll give you the dates of the past town board meetings. And right to the calendar.
It's not on the meeting dates, they're directly on the town calendar. You click on the date, you open it up, and you click more, and the screen comes
Okay,
up.
go. Thanks, Ann. Thank you. You go to the calendar that's on the website, click on the date of that meeting, and then it'll open up
Yes.
to the meeting itself. Just click start the meeting, and you could watch the entire meeting if you like to. Even the planning board and zoning board meetings, which are videotaped, you can now go to our website and view those meetings as well. So, and we do air them on Channel 95 and Verizon Channel 24. So this is just another method, another way for the residents to access the town board meetings if they weren't able to make it. And if they wanted, like I said, to review the meeting, there might be a particular item of concern that they missed and they'd just like to go back and view the meeting over again. So it's a good benefit to the community being able to present the meetings, on our website. So that's really good. All right. Anybody want to add anything to that? Is there anything else that anybody else has?
No.
All right. I went to a ribbon cutting last week at the Rite Aid in the Mahopac Village Center. That's the Rite Aid down by A&P, down that way by McDonald's in that shopping center. It was it was closed due to a fire that occurred back in November, and they totally remodeled and renovated the store, and they really did a nice job. So I was invited to help them with the grand reopening and cut the ribbon. So Rite Aid in Mahopac, is that Mahopac Village Center?
Yeah.
Mahopac Village Center is back open again, so I just wanted to let the residents know that I was part of the grand reopening of that establishment. So, all right, that's it for tonight's meeting up in the Hamlet of Carmel. Thank you once again for being here. I'd like to thank the residents for coming out and joining us once again. All right, we really appreciate it. Invite your neighbors and friends next time. We'd like to fill the seats up a little bit more up here in the Hamlet. And like I said, we do this once a year, and we'll be doing it again next year as well. And we'll notice whenever that date is. But appreciate you guys being here. We have executive session this evening, but it's going to be held back at the Carmel Town Hall. So we're going to leave the meeting here, go back to executive session at the Town Hall, then we're going to close the meeting from executive session. So we're going to be leaving this meeting, going to the Town Hall and conducting executive session business there, which is, I think there's some personnel items. I think there's a litigation update by Town Council. There is a personnel matter. Two personnel matters, Councilwoman McDonough, and also Town Labor Council personnel matter, and a stipulation of settlement litigation matter that Town Council has with us. So I need a motion to close this meeting.
So moved.
So moved by Councilman Lombardi.
We're going to close an executive session.
Yeah, we're going to go down to, so we're just going to, keep the meeting open here. We're just going to end it here and head back to the Carmel Town Hall. Thanks again for watching, everyone. Good night.
Kenny, I make a motion to go into executive session.
That's right. Thanks, Sue. Susie McDonough made a motion to go into executive session. Seconded by Councilman Lupinacci. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Good night, everyone. Be well. We'll see you May 6th at the Carmel Town Hall for a voting meeting.